Welcome back to the Aimmee Kardashian and the Expert Show, where we bring some of the top experts in the world to help you transform your business and personal life. I am your host, Aimmee Kardashian, not Kardashian.
And I am your co-host, Stephanie Thompson. I'm a classically trained singer-songwriter. Well, in this episode, and this is the third segment of 4 segments, we have Tim Zimmerman, and he's teaching us about overcoming the blocks to success.
And he's doing a great job.
Yeah, we've been learning a lot.
It's amazing, because not everyone share the information he's sharing. I mean, you have to go to seminars to get those information.
Yes.
I mean, I teach some of them, but you have to come to my seminars because they're deep, but you know how to explain them in a nice way, and I appreciate that about you. Thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you.
Okay. Nice
Hi, everyone.
having you. Yeah. Well, Stephanie, if you have some questions,
I will jump in, yes.
Jump in.
Okay, so the last segment, what we talked about was
Yeah.
that everyone has 2 situations, an as is, could be, should be, and typically we create a plan of action to get where we are from where we are now to where we want to be.
Right.
Normally when we create that plan of action, we don't get to where our goals are automatically. What happens is that we hit road bumps, come down, we say, oh, shoot, right? Or something else, down to our BS and J. So the BS and J is really, a lot of people really call it bullshit, you know, and self-judgment.
Oops, can we say that?
No, we just did.
I just did, sorry folks. But once we understand these negative belief systems and negative self-judgments, what happens is that what I do in the program that I developed actually came through me, through Spirit, through me, is to eliminate. So we have the negative belief system, the negative self-judgment. So this protocol actually eliminates the negative. So once the negative is eliminated, then you have fertile ground to add positive to that. And then what happens is that this whole thing, if you look at any of Freud's work, and he talks about self-actualization and the conscious mind, subconscious mind, all of that type of thing, he uses an iceberg analogy. So typically he has the as-is situation would be in our conscious mind, where we know all about it, we know what we're dealing with. The deeper stuff, the belief system and judgments, are actually in our subconscious and our unconscious.
Always heading somewhere.
Right. So, and they keep on popping up. You know, down here I have a trap here. I call it traps and triggers. Men know this very well. You do something with your girlfriend or your wife, you do something, and then all of a sudden you're in trouble, you know. Yeah. And then you look at them and go, what did I do? Right? Everyone knows that, right? I call that traps and triggers. In many cases, what happens is it doesn't mean that the person did something wrong. It tripped a trigger in the other person, and once that trap comes down, you feel that you're in it, you know, in the emotional turmoil of the whole thing, but it's all based on the unconscious, subconscious. Once we eliminate and neutralize the negative beliefs, negative self-judgments, what happens is that this iceberg like pops out of the water, and now your as-is situation. I'm writing upside down, by the way.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Right? So now your as-is situation comes up, so it like pops up, and when you're looking at your goals and objectives, you start working downwards towards them or downhill towards them. Now, if you run into a speed bump here, what happens? Do you stop?
Stuck.
You kind of keep going down.
You hit your head for a little bit to say woo wee,
Yeah.
And then you're down.
and you keep going towards your goals and objectives. And the interesting thing happens with my clients. They say they have a 3 to 20% or 3 to 20 times return on investment within 2 to 4 weeks. Actually, it's a 3-time return on investment, 2 to 4 weeks, and then over time it becomes a much greater because of this, and then all of this becomes a success ramp or treadmill where you put forth what your goal is, what your goals and objectives is, you get them quicker, faster, easier, and then that becomes your new as-is situation. So you determine what else you want to do in life, and you make that as a goal. You typically get that quicker, faster, easier. That becomes your as-is situation, and it just becomes a greater, successful, more pleasant, more prosperous, happier, more peaceful. Get rid of stress.
Peaceful is very important. To
stress,
have peace.
worry, anxiety, hopelessness, helplessness. All of a sudden, all of those things go away. And if they don't, then you have the tools to actually help them go away.
Yeah.
So what do you do if you're attempting to rise up and get to this place right here where the as is popping up, but you're around people who are stuck in the BS system?
Well, unless you go through a program like what I've developed, and again, there's 5 proprietary aspects to this protocol, and nobody else is doing it really in this way. Okay.
Yeah.
You can get similar results
unique
with,
way. Yeah.
Right. You can get similar results with hypnosis, NLP, applied kinesiology, and talk therapy, especially talk therapy if you have 20 or 30 years to try to talk it out.
Yeah.
This is very, very quick. So if so, all of the success stuff is good. It's better than not doing it.
Yeah.
But if you do this, all of a sudden, all of the other success stuff works. How I talk about it, and I guess we'll talk about it in the next segment.
The next segment, yeah.
Is like a computer system. If a computer system's D drive, the hard drive, is corrupted, no matter how much you put into it as far as the new bells and whistles and new programs, you're still going to have what come out. You're still going to have corrupted information come out.
Sure.
And that's what happens with us. In the next segment, I'll talk about in our timeline lifeline, I don't know if you can see that real well, but if this is birth, this is your current age, what happens is that from everything that happened in the first 19 years, you continue to manifest those things over and over and over again, and we'll talk about that in the next segment. And I'll also give you a free exercise for you to use.
That's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Sarah, you could learn all this stuff, but when you have a mentor or you have a coach such as Tim, it's a little bit different because then he's guiding you and specifically could catch what you're going through. Is that correct?
Right.
Because it's very hard for you to just catch it, or you could read, you could listen to CDs, you could do this, and that improve. We're not saying don't do that because it doesn't work. Everything you're doing positive for yourself is good.
Right. It's better than not doing it.
Better not doing it. But at the same time, if you want to really catch the deeper stuff, it's very hard to catch it by yourself. You have to have, like, I had my father was my mentor, and he taught me a lot. But if you have to have someone to be able to catch it and help you with it. So I'm sure you're enjoying this segment with us. If you're watching live right now, stay tuned. We'll be right back.